Hey everyone, I'm Alexis the Ego Queen. Love me, I know you do. Anyway, today is awesome. And today I should have done this like 2 days ago, actually. I really should have, but I've been kind of really busy. Like just a little teeny bit, super busy. Anyway, I am finally sitting back and taking a look at the Las Vegas Open Warhammer preview. Now, I did get an invite to LVO. Unfortunately, due to travel restraints and money restraints at this current moment, I couldn't afford to go. It sucks. And it just sucked. I didn't go, and I really wish I went because I love events. I love these big events. I love LVO. I love Nova. I love... what is the other one? Adepticon coming up. And I'm super excited about that. And I am going to be at Adepticon, so if you guys run into me, ask for a game. I'll be there. And I would love to get a game against you guys. Anyway. How many times can I say anyway in one stream? I think I've said it like 15 times in a minute. But, moving on. LVO, like most big Warhammer events, had a preview from the GW studio. If you guys are unaware, GW has been super awesome with all of their previews, all of their cool stuff, including the animation today that was released about the Warhammer Adventures thing, which is absolutely adorable, and I super love that. I think it is the greatest idea that they've ever come up with, and I think it's hilariously adorable. But keep in mind, I'm also viewing it as, well, it's for kids. So... you know, I take it with a grain of salt. It's adorable. It's like everybody complains about Teen Titans Go, and I thought it was adorable. Also, it had some really dark humor in it. Like that one scene where they had a picture of Robin with a crowbar next to him, and I'm just like, holy cow, that is dark. Anyway, let's get into this. So, LVO's Warhammer 40k previews. Let's take a look at this page. I am blown away. I've already seen this page, but I haven't given you guys my full thoughts on it, and a lot of people have been asking me to do so. And joining me today, I have my good friend Kingpin.
Hello.
And I have my good buddy and best captain, second best captain, Captain Jono.
Hello.
You guys may know... John from all of my other streams, including Battlefleet Gothic, where he plays the legendary Mega Primer Captain Jono Stuff Sheila Brace for Impact. Oh god, we just got rammed. Anyway.
Close enough.
So
the abbreviated version.
Oh god. Oh wait, somebody actually said something good about Teen Titans Go. Anyway, that's beyond the point. LVO's preview. Let's go. Right off the bat, my mouse scrolled without even going. It is excited, just like me. So looking at the preview board itself, it looks fairly nice and fairly... Look at that woman right there. She is just staring with intent. Like, all of these other guys are, like, trying to be scary. This guy looks like he's crapping himself. This guy kind of looks like he's, like, angry at something. This guy looks like he's like, what? That's a clock or a compass. And this girl just looks like, I'm gonna mess you up. I would not mess with that girl. Anyway. Age of Sigmar. I don't care. More Age of Sigmar. Still don't care. Look at all the Age of Sigmar stuff. I still don't care. New Skulltaker. Alright, I care. This Skulltaker model, honestly, I really don't know how I feel about it. Like, okay, don't get me wrong. It is a drop-dead gorgeous model. Hands down, gorgeous model. It looks really cool, although that sword looks like if it hit anything, it would shatter because of the big emptiness right at the base of the sword, which is a terrible design, but it's a magic demon sword, so whatever. And we're supposed to just, magic it away. The two skulls on his horns look a bit silly. It is just a bloodletter. It's like a herald bloodletter type guy with a cape made of skulls. I feel as though somebody with a little bit of time could probably green stuff this very quickly. All in all, I really like the model. It's painted exquisitely. I would have put it on It looks like it's on a 32. I probably would have put it on a 40 to a little bit bigger of a base, just to give him more definition. I'd probably elevate him a little bit, make him slightly bigger, shorter than a Demon Prince, but still a little bit bigger. Sword design is fairly nice, aside from the giant gap in it. The cape design is interesting. It looks a little bit too clean, in my opinion. I know that's kind of a weird complaint to say, but it just appears too clean. The skull on the chest, the brass skull, makes it look like he's kind of wearing overalls. Not gonna lie. This is just a country bumpkin orc champion. Hey, Knight, you got a model.
I'm okay with this.
I said orc champion. Actually kind of does look like an orc. Body design-wise. Not head. Head is obviously corn. Although only having 4 horns is a little bit weird, and if you count these little indents on him, it's technically 6. But, I mean, I would have gone for 2 curled on the bottom and then 2 curled up on the top for, the 8-fold path, and actually being the full cornate thing. I would have also had him holding a, this is how I'm probably going to model this guy. I'd have probably had him where he's not holding fire, which, in my opinion, that's incredibly silly, because that's just a corn using magic, or a cornate demon using magic, and I don't like that. I'm probably going to replace that hand with just one of the demon hands, or just green stuff a hand, where he's crushing a Primaris Space Marine's head, or crushing a guardsman or something to make him look a bit more imposing. The fire, it looks cool, and it's nice. Like, this is definitely a beautiful model, and I want to add it to my Cornate army. As you guys know, I am growing a Khorne army as well as a Slaanesh army. These are going to be studio armies, not really channel armies, but in the future when I get a co-host, hint, hint, nod, nod, it's Victor. And possibly more once I get to a place where I can. We are going to see more people doing battle reports on the channel, as well as some other cool stuff. The channel's future is looking bright and filled with demons and monsters, so I'm all ready for it. So that being said, Age of Sigmar also introduced possibly the dumbest thing that I think could ever exist, ever. This is one of the reasons why I will not play Age of Sigmar, where magical abilities actually appear as tokens or actual models on the battlefield itself. I think these are just stupid. All right, I'm not going to lie, I'm not impressed. So let's start with the Cornate symbol. The Cornate symbol is actually really, really, really cool. How I'm going to use this. Now let me show you how to make this thing cool, okay? First off, you cut off the base of it. You get rid of that garbage on the base. You get rid of the base and everything. You take that thing, you put it on a Demon Prince as a shield. I think that would be cool. And you have, or put it on Valkia the Bloody. Like, before she gets, just your own custom Chaos character. Have it with a giant shield. It would be really, really, really cool. But the spells are just, And I get it, they are just, it's the Blood Mist, it's the Cornate magic, Alright, let's move on to the middle skull. First off, the skull has 5 points on it. I'm probably the only person that's annoyed by it not being 8. I digress. It's supposed to be Cornate. That should be 8, not 5. But, not okay. This thing is silly. It is very silly, but if you're going to make some Cornate terrain, I would take 2 of these and put them at the edges of doors as over a door, or actually on a Demon Prince's throne chair. You have somebody like Angron sitting on a throne. You're going to have to custom make your own Angron, of course. And he's, putting his hands down on the chair itself. You put these at the edge of that chair where his hand is, and that would look really badass. Not going to lie, that would be a cool use for this thing. The last thing on the edge, the coolest use for that is you toss it in the garbage because it looks stupid. Honestly, cut off the axe, use it as Tyranid terrain. Yeah. That thing is dumb.
I feel like that would actually be an interesting set piece for like a story-driven campaign.
A story-driven campaign, I can see that. You were definitely right, Kingpin. Actually, for a narrative game, you could make these objective markers, and that would be really cool for 40k. Like the Shield of Brass or the Shield of Blood or whatever you want to call it. Insert random blood, corn, skull garbage here and call it the Shield of, and then have a chaos campaign where two actual warbands of coronate armies are fighting each other over these relics. And then give them special rules. I think that would be cool. So, you know what, Kingpin? I love you for that. That was awesome. Good suggestion. Forbidden Power. I don't care. I don't feel like watching Age of Sigmar stuff. I still don't care about Age of Sigmar. That girl looks really, really, really pissed off. And Skrillex looks really bad with wood on him. Just gonna say that. That guy looks like he has to poop. Let's take a look at these tree people. I have no idea what I'm looking at. But I'm both disappointed and... like, I want to make terrible jokes. I don't even, like, understand what any of this is going on. There's little to no focal points on the models themselves. But we got Skrillex on the end. That's kind of cool. Okay. Moving on from that, I still don't care about Shadespire. Now we get this new artwork, this brand new artwork, and we got to see this just before the event itself. And I want to point this out immediately because a lot of people have missed this. Yes, that's Sergeant Talayan in the background as Primaris Marine. Maybe. We have no confirmation of that, but that looks just like Sergeant Talayan. We have a librarian who put on camouflage. That's amazing. And for those of you that don't know, librarians have a lot of powers that can make them invisible momentarily or are really good for espionage. Essentially just play Dark Heresy for a couple of sessions and use a Psyker. You'll start realizing that Psykers are really good on espionage. So sending them to the front lines, being in scout squads actually does make a lot of sense. The scouts themselves, they look pretty good in this picture. You can see the bolt rifle firing into a Primaris Space Marine on the one right here with his sword drawn. He's got comms on his head, additional comms on his chest. He's really happy. Talayan's like, yo, hold up. What that guy say? Oh, hell no. That's what he's doing in the background. I digress. But the one thing that I wanted to point out in this picture is the Primaris Space Marine back-to-back with the Black Legionnaire. They are the same size. Now, I have shown this off on the channel before, but just in case, if I have them available, I can show you that the new Black Legion models are the same size as Primaris Space Marines. They're like a hair shorter, but they're pretty much the same exact size. So for all of those people who are like, oh, well, Imperium gets this, 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 and this, what does Chaos get? Well, if you haven't been paying attention for the last 10 years, you should have noticed that all of the new Chaos Space Marines are much bigger than the Tactical Marines compared. Like the Thousand Suns were up first, and they were much bigger than the standard Tactical Marine. Then you had the Death Guard, and they stood a hair taller. And then you had some of the Cornate stuff come out, and they were bigger. Now, granted, they haven't really released new Cornate stuff aside from a new, oh my god, Chaos players are going to hate me for this, Karn the Betrayer, who is really, really tall. And you can clearly see that GW is scaling up the miniatures, because, well, bigger miniatures look cooler. There's a lot more detail you can fit in there. So the Black Legionnaires are now almost as tall as Primaris Space Marines, and I feel that GW is slowly phasing out phasing out Tactical Marines altogether. And probably in the next 10 years, we'll just have Tactical Marine squads that are mostly made up of Primaris Space Marines, because moving forward, making Primaris Space Marines makes more sense, easier to sell, cheaper molds, and better aesthetic overall. They are everything that Space Marines should have been immediately. Like, tabletop-wise, the Tactical Marines look bad, except for the 30K models, which look exquisite, and the special edition models, such as the Blood Angels and Dark Ages. Those look good. But the regular standard, bog standard Tactical Marine from 5th, 6th, and 7th edition look like garbage. That being said, are they still going to produce them? Of course. They're still going to try to sell them. Now, let's keep looking at this picture. What do we have? Well, we have the Oblit in the background, the possessed character right here, the goat-helmed, awesome, completely badass character who looks like he should be on a Disturbed album, is standing there. Now, let's go in and take a look at the models themselves. So, we have Milady Tech... I messed it up. I said Tech Priest. We have Milady Librarian. This guy is tipping his fedora, holding his katana sword, and he has his keys to his car, which a lot of Space Marines do forget their keys at home. He has brought spares. He is ready for that. Now, a lot of people are confused why he has gloves. I'm not going to lie, they do look a little bit silly, especially being that they are over the Reaver power armor, which you can see in this part right as the glove connects to the wrist itself. You can actually see that the power armor does extend underneath it. This is a Marine smart enough to actually put on camouflage, and I could just imagine Gilliman's response to this. The Ultramarines are getting shot at quite a bit. Let's use camouflage. But, sir, the Space Marines are supposed to be these iconic weapons of war. Yeah, but I like surviving. I mean, Space Marines take like 30 years to replace. Yeah, fair point. Also, let's stop sending scouts to the front line, because that's stupid. We're sending the futures of our chapter to the front line to die. Well, yeah. It's how they get trained. No, that's stupid. Send the Primaris Space Marines to the front line. They're stronger and better in every way. Oh, okay. Anyway, we see that it's got the runic sword. We see the runes going down it. We see the activation runes on it. I think that's all good. Error, try again? What? I'm so confused.
It doesn't look like it. I'm checking now.
You're back. Okay. Anyway, let's try to get through this as quickly as possible before YouTube has a aneurysm again. Moving on, we have the Scout Snipers. And, okay, anyway, loving them. And now it's out of focus. Why is this going on?
I blame the snow. Due to technical difficulties, this will just be put in video format for
future use, yeah. Okay, I think we're back. No, we're not. I hate this. I hate this. I hate YouTube.
It says that it's showing that you're live right now.
Okay, we're back. Okay. It's in low res. Refresh. Okay, let's refresh the page really quickly and see if that fixes the problem, which I don't understand what the problem is. It's also in hard quality, which I don't understand either. Okay. Okay, so it's not in low res? Okay. Okay, let's try to finish this as quickly as possible. I am sorry about this. We are having tough technical difficulties. YouTube has been garbage for me for some reason for streaming. I don't know what it is, and I apologize. New Scout Snipers look amazing. The Reaver armor actually working really, really efficiently, and it looks like we stopped once again. And I'm just going to refresh the page and hope that it's still working. Okay. The new sniper rifle looks so good. That bolt rifle looks amazing. Just look at it. And we also have all of the omniscopes and everything on these sniper rifles themselves. All of the binoculars, the infrared scopes on them, litanies running down their legs, skull on the base because you need skulls. They just look so cool. The pattern looks amazing too. We have seen him before, so I won't really comment on him aside from saying that he looks amazing. That's pretty much
the new Master Possession unit.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that it's not a named character and just a unit itself.
I agree.
Because I want them. And here we see the new Black Legionnaires, and they look so crazy. They look so good. They had Horus's eye on them. They just scream cooler Marines. Because even their bolters, yeah, it's a bit bigger, but at the same time, it actually looks really, really, really nice. Also, people are commenting that this is just Karn the Betrayer, and I kind of agree. But he doesn't have pigtails. Keep that in mind. Karn the Betrayer has pigtails.
Wait, hold on. What?
That's actually a thing. He has pigtails hanging from his skull.
They're not. They're like...
Those are pigtails. Ate it, nerd. The new Oblit. Okay, if you guys have ever watched Spawn or read Spawn, the comic books and everything, I'm a huge fan of Spawn. I really like grungy metal from like the old 90s and things of that nature. I love the old look. This is just overkill from Spawn series. From the Spawn series. There we go. It's weird because he's the Spawn.
I agree.
His name is Spawn, so it's... Yeah. But anyway, this is a proper Obliterator. It looks like a Tech Marine Terminator that went out of control and looks absolutely insane. And I am loving every second of this. Whew, this looks incredible. Just look at it. It's got the Plasma Cannon, Heavy Bolter, Multi-Melta, Storm Bolter. We saw it with the Rotor Cannon on top of it, which could be the Assault Cannon. We saw it with a few other things on top of it as well. So we know that there's weapon changing options. And he is huge. He's a hair shorter than the Hellbrute. So he is massive. And I love it. Now, I also unfortunately think that they're going to be in units of 1. So, yeah. And now we have the biggest butt in the galaxy. This thing, which has 2 las cannons on the side of it, I'm now noticing. It also has a gun underneath it. I'm curious... No, that's not a gun underneath it. That's just to its leg. So this crazy little spider thingy. I heard about this thing a few months ago. Okay? Heard about it a few months ago. And apparently it was in the same design team as the... what is it called? The Mauler Fiend. So it's another demon engine. And if you know anything about Abaddon, he loves him some demon engines. He really likes demon engines. Yvrain versus Spider for biggest booty in the galaxy. I'm really digging the look of this. I like the Dark Mechanicum. I want to see more Dark Mechanicum, especially as an ally to Chaos. And I really think that they are going to be releasing Dark Mechanicum in the near future in a box set similar to how they're going to be releasing more games and more expansions for Blackstone Fortress and games of that nature. So I can see the Dark Mechanicum actually getting a codex and everything. A small codex, but it's codex nonetheless. And then we move on to the Sisters of Battle, and we have the Amagafire. She is standing there with her Simulacrum Imperialis, which is a really difficult thing to say, and I probably said it wrong. All hail the boob armor. She is there. She has heels. They're short heels, but they are heels nonetheless. She has her banner. She looks awesome. She has gothic boob armor. I am happy about that. I am super happy that they are keeping that. They're keeping it to a more realistic proportion, which they've made this boob armor a little bit smaller. So similar to how I do mine on my armor itself, because I scaled mine down just a tad to be very accurate. Although it does mean that my chest is actually a little bit tight in my armor now. But I digress. The magnifier itself looks absolutely incredible. I am loving this thing. I think it's amazing. The miniature itself is on a 32. This is just a digital rendition of the model itself. You can see the inquisitorial eye on the bolter. You can see the fortalice on the leg. You can see her the rosette on her waist. You can see her grenade on her. The robe underneath her armor actually has the punches in it. I am loving this. And we also got the Warhammer Heroes announced, which is cool because the Lonely Havoc is on here. Though I'm still I'm not seeing my one friend on here yet. I'm not seeing Adam on here yet. We got to get Adam on here. I keep voting for him, and I hope it goes to there. I hope he gets it one time. And now we have... Holy cow, that's loud. I love this. A master of war. The Primaris Lieutenant, you've always wanted a dead one. Drachnian looks perfect. All hail Abaddon, War Master of Chaos. Beautiful, beautiful model coming out. I cannot wait to see this. Apparently, he's just a hair shorter, and I keep saying this as a description, but he's just a little bit shorter than Guilliman, and I can't wait for that. It is going to be absolutely incredible. Abaddon is amazing. He is one of my hands down favorite characters of all time in all of 40k history. And yes, I know the stupid Abaddon memes. Don't meme at me if you haven't actually read Abaddon. And if you want to use the stupid memes, go for it. But at the same time, you're just wrong. Abaddon is the biggest threat to the Imperium. He has single-handedly destroyed multiple segmentums. He won at Battlefleet Gothic. He won most of his wars. He's won most of the Crusades. He's accomplished his goals multiple times. Yeah, the Imperium say that they beat him back, but at the same time, he's always gone out and accomplished his mission. He's always one step ahead of the Imperium, and now he has people on Holy Terra. I love this character. Aaron Densky-Bowden has done a fantastic job with Abaddon. So, with all of that said, we had a look at everything released from LVO. There are a few more things and a couple of lists that I want to go over. One of the things that I'm really excited for is in the sidebar here. We have the Jackal Squad as well as the Magos, and I love it. Abaddon versus Guilliman in a one-on-one Mortal Kombat. Who would win? Abaddon. Abaddon would win. Guilliman is known for support and being a tactical genius. Abaddon has beaten Horus in close combat. And don't give me that crap about, oh, well, Horus was weakened by bolter fire nonsense. No. He beat him fair and square in 1v1 combat. That was a Primarch that he was fighting. Abaddon has fought demons. All the Primarchs have bent their knee, all the Chaos Primarchs have bent their knee to Abaddon. He is the War Master for a reason. Love Abaddon. Sorry, I am fangirling over Abaddon because he was one of my first introduction characters into 40k. I have always loved his story. I have always loved that he's always one step ahead of everything. I've always loved how his story is written. I love that he's the underdog. I love that he is this relatable guy. But yeah, Leman Russ could rip him to shreds. Leman Russ almost lost the fight to Mortarion. Magnus didn't bend the knee to Abaddon. Yes, he did. Read, I think Black Legion has it in it. But yeah, just read Black Legion and Talon of Horus, and you'll see why Abaddon is actually a badass. Anyway, we got some questions along the way, right?
Not particularly, actually.
Oh, wow. Huh.
Most of it's just been people responding to what you said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, or like talking about the technical difficulties.
Oh my god, I hate the technical difficulties, and I apologize about that so much.
Yeah,
But-
that beating Horus and the demon Primarchs was kind of BS, someone said.
I mean, they could say that, but he did. I mean, if you don't want to believe that, it's kind of your deal. Let's see. To be fair, who actually uses Primaris Lieutenants? I do. They're extremely good. If I bring Space Marines, I usually bring Primaris Marines. They're just better than Tactical Marines.
What's their point? Is it like a point value difference to bringing them?
Yeah, there's a significant point value difference, but you also get another few extra wounds, and you get a cooler looking model. Like, to me, it's really cool. Like, the Primaris Lieutenants are really good because they could take a sniper rifle. We did just get a question, if you want to read that really quickly.
What's your view on the effects of the warp on the Sisters of Battle and the hypothesis that the Emperor is just a different type of warp deity?
The Emperor isn't a warp deity, like, at all.
Not yet.
I've never read anything that suggested that he is. The Sisters of Battle have faith. It's willpower. There is no power of faith. There is just willpower, and willpower is the strongest thing that humanity has. With just sheer willpower, you can fend off demons. If you believe something hard enough, demons can't really affect you. I mean, they can try, they can influence you, but yeah, the power of faith. I think that was Remlays that said that. I don't want to say that he's wrong, because I get what he was saying in both of those things, but at the same time, it's kind of meh. It's not the power of faith. It's literally just their sheer willpower. And everybody has that, including Imperial Guardsmen. So yeah. I have neither. Can you read the comment just above it?
I have neither of them. I have neither of them have. Oh, I guess they're saying when they're talking about reading Black Legion. I have neither of them have Magnus. Oh, never mind. I see what they were trying to say. I have. Neither of them have Magnus bend the knee to Abaddon. They did, however, notice that the Word Bearers won even though they lost everything.
Yes, he did. In Black Legion, they flat out just... Black Legion or Talon of Horus. I can't remember which one it is. But they...
Talon of Horus?
They legit say that all Primarchs bent the knee to Abaddon. And that doesn't actually mean that they kneeled to Abaddon. It just means that they've given him the respect that he deserves, as well as the support he needs to take down the Imperium.
I feel like that needed to be a preface beforehand, but yeah.
Yeah. I find normal Space Marine Lieutenants to be far more cost-effective. They have a much better selection of war gear. You are correct. They do have a larger selection of war gear. The reason that I choose the Primaris Lieutenant and I choose him to have the bolt rifle is because, well, he's not going to get into melee, and if he does, he's dead. I don't care. It's the extra wound that keeps him alive, and it's It's the bigger base. It's that slight few centimeters that really matter, in my opinion. I much prefer the Primaris Lieutenant, Primaris Captain over the Standard Captain, except for Smash Captain. Like, if you're going to do Captain v Captain, you always go with regular Captain over Primaris Captain. Simply because Primaris Captain, Jump Pack, Thunderhammer, Storm Shield, done. And that is pretty much everybody's build of their captains. Okay. Question, what about the deity Abaddon encountered when he flies near the Astronomicon? That's just one of the Emperor's probably creations. I think you mean the avatar of the Astronomicon. And that is just a different type of demon. So yeah, the Imperium does use demons. In fact, the Celestine book, which is, right... I got a lot of projects on the side over here, so forgive me really quickly. This is just another pack of projects. But in this book right here, this is the Celestine book. They literally just flat out state that Celestine is a demon. Like, she can regenerate, she can do everything demons can do. In fact, she's crawling on the corpses of all of the Legion of the Damned throughout the whole thing. It's amazing. The first chapter is actually really good about that. What do you think of the new Obliterator? It's absolutely fantastic. I love Overkill. He's amazing looking. But aside from that, I wanted to keep this nice, short, and simple. So yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm probably going to take down both of these videos and mix them together to make a proper video and upload it in just a second. So I do apologize about the technical difficulty that we did have during this stream. YouTube is, of course, being garbage once again. Real quick, I will answer that question. When Vigilus, do you think the big faction fight on a planet will be Armageddon? I think Vigilus is just the opening to the grand battles that are happening all throughout the Imperium. Personally, I think the next big campaign should actually focus on Ghazghkull, because Ghazghkull needs a new model. They're going to focus on each of the big characters going through 40k and upping them in size to be the new main characters of 40k, similar to how you had Primarchs back in the day. Now you're going to have new big characters. Like, it's only a matter of time before Azrael becomes a Primaris Marine, before one of the Space Wolf dudes, if they ever keep them, they really shouldn't. They should just kill off the Space Wolves. Dante becomes a Primaris Marine, and a few others, because that's how you sell models. But anyway, guys, with that all being said, I'm going to end this stream. I want to thank my two buddies for helping me out with this. They are awesome, and I love them. But, yeah, check the links in the description down below to follow me on social media. You can see my Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, as well as a bunch of other social medias that I'm on, including Patreon. Patreon goes a long way to helping out the channel, keeps my lights on, keeps my belly full, and keeps me happy. Anyway, guys, I'm Alexis the Ego Queen. I love you guys. Bye.